Get meal done of savage grain and sty, mix in the pulverized cradle of seedling, add water supply, later roast. On to scientists, the is the prescription for the planet's senior loaf, date behind more than rather than 14,000 year. The roast would include look love a flat cake and tried a bit love presents much grain loaf, they tell. Our ancestors may include utilized the loaf as a packaging for fried flesh. Therefore, as creature the senior loaf, it may as well include been the senior bread. They've got flatbreads, and they've got fried gazel, and so hereinafter, and how's thing they are later with to do a food. Loaf has length been portion of our bracket dietary. But slight is named on the origins of loaf making. Before currently, the senior testimony of loaf came of Turkey 9,000 year back. The newest discover, of an archaeological website in the dark abandoned in Jordan, pushes behind the at first testimony for loaf making by more than rather than 5,000 year. Scientists unsecured 2 buildings, every comprising a big offering circular rock fireplace during that carbonized loaf dry bread were found. Analyzed by the Microsoft, the loaf samples of production showed telltale signs of crushing, screening and kneading. Dr. Amaya Aranzotaigui of the College of Copenhagen, who found the remnant of the loaf, told it was the recent item they anticipated to discover at the website. Loaf is a strong connection among our history and this meal cultures, she told. It connects us in our primitive ancestors. The loaf would include been done in several stages, consisting crushing cereal grains and clubhouse rush tubers to receive penalty meal, mix of meal in water supply to make pastry, and bake the pastry in the hot ash of a fireplace or in a hot plain stone, she explainable. The human beings residing in the region at the period were bounty hunter-gatherers. They would include pursued gazel and captured less animals such as hares and bird. They as well foraged for factory foods such as crazy, fruits and savage cereal grains. The researchers believe the loaf was done while human beings collected along for a festivity or banquet. The happened up the occurrence of agriculture, while human beings begun increasing grass cereal and compliance animals. The raises the scheming opportunity how increasing cereal grains for loaf may include been the drive strength over agriculture. This importance of the loaf is how it shows invest of additional force in manufacturing meal how has blended product composition, told Professor Fuller. As, manufacturing several kind of a prescription, and how implies how loaf play a specific part for specific occasions how in rotate suggests one of the probable motivations as to why human beings after chose to grow and tame grain and sty since grain and sty were kind how already had a specific location in regulation of specific foods. The loaf was fresh water and would include resembled a packaging, pita loaf or chapati. Researchers include tested to rebuild the prescription in the laboratory. They say the blended harpoon gave the loaf a spicy taste. Lot love presents much grain loaves. Laura Gonzalez Carretero of the UCL Institution of Archaeology, who is an specialist on primitive loaf, discussed the 24 dry bread by an free electron Microsoft. The would be a loaf done of savage grain and savage sty meal, blended in water supply, and prepared on a fireplace, she told. Down there's as well the supplement of savage bulb meal in it that gives a lightly spicy, painful taste to he.